I'm down here in Florida and I'm doing some predator hunting. And most people don't think of Florida when they think predators, but Florida has a ton of different predators. A lot of people ask about the equipment I run. Brought my signature call that I worked with Western Rivers on. I brought two of my Rock River Arms signature rifle, both chambered in .223. To me, .223 is the perfect round for hunting predators. One, it's inexpensive to buy ammo, relatively. Ammo's a little tough to come by right now. I'm shooting the Hornady Superformance 53 grain with a VMAX bullet. So I've got two totally different setups. This is my daytime Leupold, and I'm running it. I've got a red light that I've attached right actually here to the barrel. Not a perfect scenario. I should attach it probably to one of the Picatinny rails on the side here, but this is working for what I need. I went ahead just to put some duct tape around it to make it a little wider so it would attach right there, and it's looking exactly at whatever my scope's going to be looking at. I'm running suppressor on both guns. This is my Rock River Arms rifle that I helped those guys design. Got a lot of neat features to it. Well, you'll see that if I'm hunting in the daytime or at night with either the Coyote red light or this rifle, I've actually got rigged up with a thermal scope, which has got a pretty neat recording device. So you'll be able to actually see what my crosshairs are seeing, and we'll show you whatever we call in. But on this Bog Death Grip, this is super because it really saves your back, and it just gives you a super stable shooting platform. It's like shooting off a bench rest. So I zeroed these rifles before I left Colorado, so I'm pretty confident that they're both on. Oh, that is how you dump a coyote in Florida. That's pretty awesome. You know, Florida's kind of a hard place to call because it's so thick. And just an incredible evening. I had a rabbit call going. You can still hear it going. I'll shut that off. But I set up and panned over to the right, and I traded out the thermal for my daytime Leupold, but I literally held a Coyote red light on top of it. Now, there's mounts that you could put them right to the scope, but I just thought this is going to be the last call for the night, and I panned over. There were two coyotes coming in, got the red light on them. I think we got it on camera too, but the one just dropped. The other one I tried to call back in, but it wasn't having any of it. But let's go take a look at a Florida coyote. That was pretty sweet. Look at that. That is pretty awesome. There's a Florida coyote right there. Look at that guy. Came ripping into the call, and he won't be coming in to any more calls. I just drug him back to our setup here on a little, this is a little knoll I was set up on the edge of this field. There's cattle over here, and you know, during calving season, a lot of times these coyotes will cause trouble. But what's crazy, and what I didn't even notice, look at this, totally healed over. But this is actually, I thought this coyote had maybe lost his leg. Maybe somebody had shot him or something else, but this is actually a birth defect, and we'll show you that here in a minute. He's actually got pads right here. So that is one of the craziest coyotes I've ever seen. He's actually got a birth defect, and his pad is right here. So he's missing a good chunk of his foot, but he has an interesting deformed leg here. But you can see he's a big, mature Florida coyote. They're kind of dark colored. Look at the canines on that guy. What was really neat, it was a pair that came in, and you could see I kind of kept the red light up, just trying to keep track. and then I dropped it down. I had the light sitting on top of the scope, and you'll see at one point I just turn it totally not where it's supposed to be, and that's the advantage of having it actually mounted to the scope or even mounted to the gun, because I was just wanting one coyote light. But with that dog being 100 to 120 yards, I had that beam narrowed down to where it was almost pinpoint. But you see, those coyotes still gave me time. And these guys shoot the heck out of these coyotes. They call them in out here, they trap them, and the cowboys that are out here working the cattle, when they see them, they shoot them as well. So I was actually running the coyote light, which you can see, you can actually just twist this and make it a pinpoint beam or a wider beam, which is pretty dang sweet to be able to do that. I was also running a thermal viewer, and I was running the thermal viewer instead of scanning with the coyote red light. I was actually scanning with the thermal viewer, and you can do that with a red light as well, but that way I have 0 lights on and I'm just scanning all around in the dark. And when I saw these two coming in, it was pretty slick. I'm gonna hold him up first so you can see how big this Florida coyote is. And then I wanna show you the crazy deformed leg. I've never seen that before. I've seen 3-legged coyotes. I actually shot a collared coyote one time in Colorado, but I've never seen one that actually had a deformity like that, where he's actually got part of a claw and a couple pads way down here. So kind of an interesting deformity. A lot of times wild animals with a deformity like that won't make it in the wild, but it's pretty neat that this coyote made it. It was run across that field just fine. You would have never known it was a tripod, but like my bog tripod here. But her luck ran out tonight. The pair came in, and I think had I been running my thermal scope on that, I probably could have shot both dogs. But when I shot, not only did the recoil take the coyote light off, but I didn't see which way the other dog darted off. But pretty dang cool. What's crazy is, look at that, right below what I'd call the knee here, literally this coyote has a perfectly formed pad here, another pad here with part of a claw. So that is bizarre that it has that, but nothing down below it. Pretty bizarre.